Wow, everybody. Wow. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Arcane Academy. Will our class actually have more classes? We're going to find out today, chat. Today, as we've returned after, I think, maybe a 3-week to 1-month hiatus. It's so good to be back, everybody, to the campaign that started it all in the world of IO. Hi, guys. How y'all doing today? I'm on a DM high right now because this has literally been the third D&D game I have DM'd in a row this week, guys. We had Under IO Tuesday. I did Session 0 yesterday of Goblins of IO, and now we're going in to the Arcane Academy Session 2. If you are brand new to this, well, first of all, welcome. You have entered the second season of the Arcane Academy. The first season had a very, I think, a very wonderful story. So head on over to our VOD channel if you'd like to go ahead and catch up. You are more than welcome to stay here, though, as season 2 will bring fresh new perspectives as well as an entirely brand new story. With the hopes, maybe, we'll see what happens. There may actually be classes this time, chat. That's right. They might actually stay in the academy. I don't know. I have I have no idea. We're gonna see what happens though. This season definitely has a story. As you saw from the last season, a lot has happened within the Exodus Academy, within the Arcane Academy, and now it's completely open. It's completely up in the air. It all depends on what our players do, what our players experience, what our players are interested in doing as they become future magisters upon this world, which I am very excited about. Real quick, I just have to look at something. Okay, let's go ahead and unmute and see what everyone is up to. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
It's the stuff like, hey.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Going good.
Oh man, well, I'm always afraid when I unmute and Joe's talking. I'm like, uh-oh, I need to stop this conversation like right now. I never know. Joe, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. And I want to respect your time and privacy, man. That's all I'm saying. You're a fabulous and open individual.
Joe,
All right, I'm gonna play.
Joe is being intelligent this time.
Let me just get Cake by the Ocean.
No. How you guys doing? How you guys feeling today? Itching for some Dungeons and Dragons in the world of IO?
Yeah, I'm itchy.
Within the Arcane Academy? I'm itchy scratchy. Shady, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to see what the heck happens tonight, you know?
Yeah, it's man, it's oh boy. I feel like every time I'm about to go in this group, I have to like breathe. Man, oh, this is I feel like you guys have been through the ringer, honestly, especially with the first season. You guys have been through a lot. And it's yeah, you remember that point in like Game of Thrones when you're looking at the Stark family and you're just like, man, I really hope all ends well with them, but oh boy, they've been through a lot. That's what I feel like with you guys right now.
Ooh, which Stark is Tremor?
Which Stark? Well, I don't know. What do you think, Criken?
I'm Ned Stark. He's my
Nah,
favorite.
you're-
I only
Ramsay
watched the first
Bolton.
season.
He's
though. I only got like
Ramsay
halfway
Bolton.
through. What, dude?
He is
He's not even a
Ramsay
Stark, dude. Take it back.
Theon Greyjoy.
Not a Stark. You literally have never seen the show, it seems.
I'm glad we can smile and laugh. All right, let's go ahead and begin today's session. It's been a week since you all have returned from the old academy. You've had a lot to think.
It's been 3 weeks.
It's been, well, in the world of IO, it's been a
Sorry.
week. Yeah, it's okay. It's cool, dude. It was good. You got me for a second. I literally was like, has it been 3? No, it's been a week. It's been a week since you guys have returned. Classes have been, was canceled for the week because of everything that has happened there. So even returning, hoping to do some classes, you didn't this week. So instead, you focused on your personal studies, which granted you the ability to level up to level 6, which I'm happy to say, I believe you guys are probably the strongest party so far.
Hell yeah.
This isn't a surprise. Anyways.
Nice.
I think the under IO crew might also be the same level. But yeah, you definitely are within strength wise as wizards, probably the strongest at this point in time. And classes are to return to session today. But before they did, the headmaster wished to gather everyone in the courtyard for a few words. You're chilled to the bone a little bit as a little bit of snow is falling upon the courtyard as you wait. Feel free. Let's just jump right into it. Feel free to drag your tokens like around this area.
Okay.
Couple of things of note. You do see that Brunbush is still around. But not Shiz.
Uh-oh.
Nah, Shiz is not around.
Expelled for killing that one techer when we went in the labyrinth.
Well, you don't know if a murder has been committed. All you know is he just
He
doesn't
beat
seem
him
to be
up.
around right now. And oh, there you guys are. And you know what? If you would like, feel.
It was so interesting.
Oh man, did I think I removed control. Let me go ahead and give you guys back your familiars. Because you got them back
That's right.
the last act. So I'm just gonna real quick. Shady, you have your familiar.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give Eleanor.
Because that's her name.
Mhm.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Eleanor.
I think Eleanor is a gentleman's. I think I'll have to ask Dodger, but I believe Eleanor is a gentleman's snake with a little monocle and top hat, if you so wish. I will give that to Tremor, since Tremor was the one that picked that up. But Tremor, I will also give you back the one and only auto that you can have.
That's not going to be confusing at all. Eleanor and Eleonora.
Yeah.
A snake and a snake-like person.
Yeah. Snake
Tremor
like
puts the snake in his boot.
There's a snake in my boot.
Do you look
I
around?
know I'm really good at Woody. Sorry.
Yeah,
No.
no, that's good. Thanks. I'm
No.
glad someone got it.
No, I got it. Anyways,
It's from Toy Story.
yeah, no, I remember.
Oh, I was thinking of Bug's Life. That was I literally was trying to remember. Yeah.
I was.
God, a snake in Bug's Life would have been terrifying.
I think a Bug's Life was
God.
terrifying anyway, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
All right, here's everybody's familiars. If you'd like to drag them out, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, of course. But yeah. We also see Malcolm as pensive as ever, just kind of like standing in front. He turns around to see you all meet up. What has been the general demeanor of the party, would you say? Like what's talk to me. How you guys feeling right now? It's been a week since you've returned. You've pretty much either been to the library or locked yourself up in your dorm rooms. And yeah, classes have been canceled for the week. What let's go around like Al, how are you feeling right now? You made contact with your father last episode. He hasn't responded back since the first message he said. How are you feeling right now?
Cautiously optimistic. I think he's just getting by. He's trying to swing back into the school.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing fishy has happened over the past week, then he's probably quite comfortable.
It's
He's
been
feeling,
uncomfortably quiet, I would say.
that for Al, I feel like is comfort.
For Al?
I reckon. I don't think he gets any discomfort from quiet. I think that's where he excels.
Eleanor, what about you?
She's probably been keeping as mindful of an eye as possible, just on everyone, everything, trying to pick up on any discrepancies or any weirdness. So,
Okay.
definitely just lurking, listening.
Lurking away. Gideon, what about you? I've actually been curious because you were ready to bounce last season, I feel like.
I think Gideon has been, I want to say Gideon's been like super withdrawn, but somehow I think Malcolm kind of has cracked him open a little bit. Like in my mind, because Malcolm and Gideon had like a last exchange before the headmaster brought us back, Gideon's kind of been leaning into what Malcolm finds about the school. So kind of trusting in his investigation and staying pretty withdrawn otherwise.
And Tremor, what's been going on? I know Tremor's been doing some sneaky studies on the side of items that he may have found.
Yeah, Tremor's actually been laying low for the most part, I'd say. I think during the day he would actually be being uncharacteristically like agreeable to everyone at the academy, and then at night he would be studying in secret in his room some of the stuff that he had recovered from the last season, notably the skeleton skull that
this
seemed
is
to
the
have
skull.
necromantic energies.
You would have actually discovered that was once a skull of a instructor at the old academy. And that the skull itself, while it does have necrotic energies, seems to be linked to specifically the day magic that you guys were tapping into at the final battle of Act 1.
I think he would focus also his researches on that then, because he also had the notes of the day and that he had gathered from the academy
and the day
as
blood
much as he could
that you found before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that would be probably the focus then of his week.
Okay. You also, I want to mention during your studies of the day blood, you tap in that it's blood. It's definitely some kind of viscous blood. but you have never seen. You're uncertain, especially with your, let's say your new class of thought. The blood itself doesn't seem to be from any creature that you can identify.
That doesn't bother him.
Yeah.
Blood magic, death magic. It's all magic.
It's all the same, baby. Yeah, so I feel like so just so you know, as you continue to study, I may drop a couple of nuggets of information your way as well about that.
Yeah.
Soon.
Hit me with that lore, baby.
Yeah, you get all the lore. I think everyone's kind of gathered around apprehensively, and I would say at this point, a couple of people come up. First of all, Brunbush, who hasn't seen Eleanor in forever, just immediately just walks up and goes, "Friend Eleanor." She offers a hand.
Eleanor hesitantly
Not a hug?
extends her hand and kind of turns her head to the side as if she's expecting Brunbush to kiss it.
Brunbush blushes and then looks around and just quickly just goes like a smooch on the hand as fast as possible.
Amazing.
And she shakes her head a little bit and just, how is friend Eleanor?
Never better, Brunbush. How is friend Brunbush?
You please Brunbush by calling her friend.
Oh, lovely, wonderful. Good to hear that.
Jesus. just the sass that not the sass, just the Eleanor just ooze that's
She's
coming
just
out right
a
now. Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, I love it. And
What was that sound I heard? Brunbush was like,
yeah, she's not good
Become a
with
Chewbacca.
speech and not good with emotion.
Yeah.
It's
it's the orc equivalent of an uwu. That's right.
Ooh. Brunbush hasn't seen friend Eleanor in quite some time. Are you sure that you're okay since... He looks around and whispers, "We beat up that teacher. Pretty good."
Yes, I'm fine, really fine. Have you noticed anything weird since we've been gone around here?
It's been quiet. Brunbush doesn't like it when it's quiet.
Have they told anyone why they canceled classes, by the way, Brett?
No, they haven't. They just said
Okay.
they've canceled. They haven't given an official reason. But some of the students were suspicious.
Okay.
Brunbush included that now that you know the
Right.
students' deaths, but you are uncertain if the entire student body knows of this.
Okay.
So,
Interesting. Alright.
yeah. So Brunbush gives a nod and just says, "When there's a quiet on the battlefield, that means the worst is yet to come."
Wise words. I think it's good to keep on your guard, you know?
Thank you, friend. You honor Brunbush with your kind words.
Ah, right. Okay. Yes, this is
Brunbush shall continue her duties to protect friend Eleanor.
splendid. I appreciate it.
At this point, Malcolm Malcolm is not the chattiest guy when he is not, just slamming different classes into the dirt, as you've come to find out. But Malcolm walks over to Gideon and just kind of gives him a nod his demeanor seems more muted before the incident at the old since the old academy. And he just goes, he kind of whispers a little bit. "Gideon, I hope you've been well."
I as well as can be expected, Malcolm.
And he nods. and it looks as if he's about to start a conversation, and then just shuts up quietly. He nods a little bit and just looks forward.
I'll take note of that, but I'm not going to ask him about it right now.
That's good. That's good. That works. All right. At this point, you see to the front all the instructors, Instructor Venaway, Headmaster Kronos, what appears to be a new teacher, and of course your ever lovely Professor Cogswin over here, stepping forward, just kind of reading a book, and a miscellaneous other assortments of instructors. The Headmaster steps forward. May I have everyone's attention, please? We are to start classes back up again today, but we do not do so happily. The school has not been entirely transparent with you, and as Headmaster, I do apologize for the charge. About a week and a half ago, we've lost 3 students to one of the various tests that we perform.
Eleanor's gonna pretend to be shocked.
Like, gas right there.
I was gonna look at Eleanor. Why are you so surprised? We were there.
Outdoors, it's a terrible, terrible thing, don't you think?
What?
Students dead.
We're not dead.
Tremor's not amused. He's just watching.
You all knew and understood the risks you took becoming members of this academy, but we would not be holding your hand or going easy on you. You were known and aware that when not thoroughly prepared, that your life could very well end. This is a constant reminder that magic is a great power that will overwhelm you if you let it. Please let this be reflected upon your studies so that you do not make the same error. We are very saddened by the loss of these students. And she then, looks down as if to give a moment of silence without saying, "Let us give a moment of silence."
What can I look around at the other students and kind of get a gauge on what they think about this? If they're believing the headmaster?
A couple of students are shaking their head, knowing what happened with the rumors. But a lot are generally taken back, as this is news to them that students have already died within the first month.
Yeah. Okay.
How many students are outside right now? Is it just the ones we see, or is there like a bunch more?
I would say there's a bunch more scattered around the area. I mean, this is something that would be given to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And as Al looks around, he sees someone step out from underneath the awning. As Al sees his father walk into the courtyard.
Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna scream. Oh my god.
It gets better the longer you look at it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Oh my god. Can I get a wallet size of that, please?
He looks like a 5 a.m. radio DJ.
He has very long hair that goes down to his shoulders, and then unkempt,
Oh my god.
elderish beard. Here, let me just get that for you. There he is.
That's so good.
Nice.
And yeah, it returns back to the front where the headmaster looks back up and simply states, classes will resume tomorrow as you continue your studies. Please keep the memories of those that may unfortunately fall during their time here. We learn and study in their name and honor. And then she nods a little bit and begins to walk away. As she does so, she motions for one of the instructors, whispers something to him, and then continues to walk back.
I was going to kind of brush himself down a bit and take a couple of steps towards his father. Ow.
Ow.
Father?
How are you doing, son?
Well, I hope you find yourself well as well.
He nods. Is the school treating you well?
They're treating me no differently to the other students. Well, sort of. I have been excelled to the 5th level of classes for my excellence.
That is to be expected. You're a very studious young boy.
I appreciate that, Father.
He gives no emotion to this response. I am
What
here
brings you?
because
fine.
of a message that you've told me.
Yeah.
Suspicions with the school.
I have had a few.
Perhaps we should talk more in private.
Do you have a place?
He just like points over to like a courtyard corner. I will cast a spell of warding so no one can listen in.
That sounds reasonable to me.
Quite.
Very well. Shall I bring my accomplices?
Do you trust them, Al?
One of them.
Then bring the one. And then he just walks away. And
That was literally an Oblivion dialogue when the player isn't around.
Oh my god.
Eleanor, you are required.
Required.
Eleonora.
That's right.
Wild.
Maybe you should be paying attention to what happened last session. We're friends now. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, obviously she didn't say that out loud. I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. Right, she follows hesitantly and a bit confused, but she crosses her arms when she gets here, kind of looking like, what's the deal?
Is
This is Eleanor next door.
this one of your study mates, Al?
She is quite adept.
Well, thank you, Al. Pleasure to meet you. I believe we're actually neighbors. I grew up next door to Eldoris, so.
I'm not home much. It is a pleasure to
the
meet you,
Mordoves?
Eleanor.
The Mordoves, perhaps? Ring a name, ring a bell.
I am aware of their surname.
Right.
Father has been rather busy.
Quite.
Of course.
I am
Well,
Raphius Valerian. It is good to meet you, Eleanor.
nice to meet you too.
I
Now, Eldoris, what
wi-
is this
I
about?
wish well for you and your family.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Quite.
Small talk aside, we have valuable information for yourself, Father.
I agree. We do not have time for small talk. What information do you have for me?
We have reason to believe that the school might be involved in some sort of dark practice that might be the undoing of the entire kingdom.
Al, are you letting your imagination run away with you again? What evidence do you have?
He's not, unfortunately.
I do not require an imagination. What I do have is some experiences in this field. I have taken some notes.
He's going to bring out his little journal. He's been writing down some things over the past week in bullet point forms of some of the experiences. And he hands it across.
He looks at it, and you just kind of see his eyes scan through the notes at an alarming pace. But as you know, your father is very studious with reading, and has an iron shut trap of a memory. He turns the pages without a further word, reading through the notes. How many notes did you take?
I imagine he would have done a detailed report of even the boring stuff, just in case it would be
of course,
necessary, like what they had for lunch.
Yeah, of course you'd have to.
Of nearly his entire experience, just in case there's anything that he might have seen that he has not worked out as like a potential clue. So everything.
All right.
So it's probably like half the time he's been in the library, he's been jotting this down. So just bullet point form of his entire experience at the school over the couple of weeks.
Joe, when are you going to release these notes to the Patreon supporters? I'd love to read through them myself at some point.
Oh, yes, well, you can't read it because it's actually in Orcish. So none of you can read it.
Yes, very smart. Yes. He, It is literally 5 minutes of silence as he's reading through all the notes.
Eleanor is just fidgeting.
It doesn't look uncomfortable at all.
Eleanor is just uncomfortable.
Is Al just like looking forward, emotionless?
Yeah, he's just waiting patiently, just staring, watching.
After 5 minutes, he closes the notes. And he says, "Oh, very good, Al. Oh, I must apologize for the emotional outburst."
No apologies is necessary, of course, Father. It's just a rather troubling matter, of course.
Yes, I am indeed troubled.
We have no real evidence against the Headmaster beyond her slight form of malice, but we have essentially confirmed that a couple of the other professors are, in fact, quite dangerous.
Yes, we have.
Thank you for your input there, Eleanor.
I don't know what I'll contribute to this conversation.
That's pretty much it.
Why is she here?
Well, we'll need evidence. More so than notes, I'm afraid.
Understandable. I believe the Headmaster has grown quite fond of me.
Well, don't let that distract you from your studies.
I do not plan to, Father.
Very well, then. I will come back here within 2 months' time.
Very well.
You seem to have learned a spell that can send messages to me.
Yes, I thought it would be quite useful.
Very
In fact,
astute.
not just you, Father. Anyone.
Very studious of you.
Quite.
There I go again with my emotional outbursts. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay, Father. It is a rather emotional time.
Yes.
I have to interject. I don't know if I hate this or love this. Please continue.
Within 2 months' time, I will return. Please
Shall
be
we
sure to
write it?
have some kind of evidence, and I will take it to the king myself.
Of
Meanwhile,
course, Father.
you will be expected to continue your studies, as the Exodus Academy is a very powerful and high academia of learning.
It is indeed. I hope that I am in fact wrong, and that I am punished for my thoughts, and continue to become an excellent student.
Quite.
Quite.
Well conversed, Al.
Well conversed, Father.
And then at that point, he would simply walk away.
Eleanor is gonna give Al the Daenerys smile, the like really like squinty like fake like, smile, and be like, "Right, are we all done here now?"
Oh, if you needed to use the lavatory, you should have just said.
Excuse
Shall we
you.
Well,
Lavatory.
you looks like you need one.
She's gonna turn
Oh my
foot and walk off.
Oh my god. At this point in time, the instructor that was whispered over will walk over and
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt, by the way, but
yes, please.
Tremor wanted to try to perceive what that whisper was since he was closest, but I don't know if it's possible.
Oh yeah, no, feel free. Go ahead and make a what were we thinking? Insight for listening to whispers really far away, would you say? Perception? Yeah, let's do perception.
Yeah.
Feel like we don't
All
do
right.
a lot of perceptions. Ooh, that is a natty 20 right there.
Ooh, good start to the freaking campaign, bros.
I would say she whispered to the instructor. Simply let them know I'd like to see them each alone.
At that, he's gonna go to his party and try to let them know before the instructor got there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Feel free. Yeah. He's slowly walking over.
Okay. He's gonna go. Hey, I just overheard the headmaster. They're gonna try to get us all one-on-one. We got to make sure that we tell the same story. I'm not talking to her, by the way. I'm talking to. I'm stepping on top of
yes. While this is happening, I would say Al and Eleanor would be speaking with the father. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Is my mic giving feedback again?
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll fix that. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I don't think anyone's really noticed. Oh, someone did notice. Okay, yeah, it's been getting slowly worse, but that's just. I think it's just the update. So at that point, Tremor would go up to, I guess at the only this time, Gideon. Gideon, how would you respond?
Well, won't we just tell them the truth of everything that happened?
Ooh. And then we'll wait to see what Tremor does as he returns back.
Now I have to know, did Aldoris coin well conversed, or did his father coin it, or did his father pick it up from Al?
What would you say, Al?
It goes far back in the history of the Valerians. No, I imagine that he probably heard his father say it once and has ever since kind of just seen it as a goodbye.
It's a line that he says every time he's making a case in front of the royal court. He always ends his statements with "well conversed."
So he tells himself well conversed.
Oh wait, no, he tells the royal court well conversed.
Oh, okay.
What was that, Criken?
Is this any better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What did Gideon say? Sorry, I had to replug my headset.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, go on, Gideon.
Aren't we just gonna recount what happened? Is there anything we need to hide?
I don't think we told them about the our trip to the astral, right? Or the right? I don't think we did.
I don't know.
I don't believe. Well, I don't even think you even said much. I think you said that there was a problem. I think you mentioned there was a problem with instructors in the school. to the headmaster.
Right.
But I think you guys are trying to keep tight-lipped just in case the headmaster was quote-unquote, because she
Yeah.
literally appeared and put and transformed Nigel into a book.
Yeah. So Tremor would say, nothing about me and nothing about the astral. We woke up, our familiars were gone. We found out about the djinn, and that's how it all went down.
Okay.
We just
no
showed up at the old
astral.
academy.
We showed up at the old academy when we found the djinn. The djinn sent us to the old academy.
Yes.
Okay. Are you gonna tell Eleanor and Al?
Where'd they go?
They're tucked away. I think I saw them.
Well conversed. You hear off in the distance before you see Al's father walk away.
Are they a thing now?
I don't know. I've kind of been.
I was feeling tension this whole time, and I just. I don't know. I guess good for them to finally. This is just a lot of Criken coming out right now.
Yeah.
Sowing the seeds of power gaming.
Yeah, fuck.
I'll check on them.
It's just his blank face.
The tension.
The instructor looks around to see that everyone's already beginning to disperse except it's just you right now, Gideon.
I'll leave. He basically sees the instructor coming and leaves Gideon to buy him time, basically.
Master Gideon. The headmaster has requested to speak with you. When will you be available today?
I could be around in a couple of hours.
Hmm.
What time is it now, Brett?
I would say it's about 9 in the morning.
I do have some things I need to take care of. Being back and now that classes will be starting again, I just want to brush up on a couple of things. So maybe say 1.
You will report to the
13? What do you
headmaster's.
say? What do
You'll
you say
report to the headmaster's study at 11.
All right.
Very good. Also, since you are now 5-year students, the headmaster wanted me to let you know that you will be in a very special set of classes on your own, the 4 of you. We are not entirely certain what you know and what you've learned at your time abroad. So we want to make sure that we are testing you appropriately.
I'm sorry. Did you say the 4 of us?
Quite.
So Malcolm hasn't made the cut.
No. We are uncertain of Master Malcolm's capabilities. He may or may not be joining you. But we are quite interested in what the 4 of you have accomplished. This is
All right,
highly unprecedented, but we feel that you deserve it.
Sounds good, I guess. Looking forward to a more intimate class setting.
Chin up, Master Gideon. This is a good thing. And then he just walks away. Seeing everyone over there talking. So what are you guys talking about right now?
Oh, Tremor.
Tremor? He's mute.
Talking to myself over here. Look, the headmaster's about to pull us all aside one by one and try to get our sides of the story. We have to make sure we tell the same one.
Well, what did we decide on?
No mentioning of the astral.
Mm-hmm.
No mentioning of what I looks down, what I did.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
We
what?
just
All
woke
that
up. I don't want to give them any ammunition.
They might see it as a source
might-
for potential.
I don't want them to see potential in me, Al. I think it's more likely they're going to try to use it against me, against all of us, to discredit us. I just ask you to keep that to yourself.
Very well.
If we just say we woke up with our missing familiars, did some research, and found out about the Jinn, and the Jinn took us to the old academy, I think that's enough.
What about our bit? That's not enough. We mentioned.
Wait, what?
We told her that we had some suspicions about the headmasters. Not the headmasters, the professors even. How are we meant to explain that one away?
Sir, can you refresh my memory on that?
So
What did we say?
I said there could be professors up to no good, something along those lines.
When that there might have been a plot within the academy or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do remember something mentioned in passing about that.
Well, that's all stuff we found out from talking to, or the whole interaction
Well,
with,
I think that was
Nigel, right?
Well, I think that was that was all from Nigel, but I think that might have even been mentioned. That did you guys bring up the construct at the bottom of the dungeon? No? Okay.
We didn't, but I think that's one thing that we should bring up. I mean, that all happened after we woke up and sought out the Jinn. Basically, everything after we woke up and sought out the Jinn, with the exclusion of the astral.
I mean, I'm willing to say
across.
whatever you believe whatever information you believe you parted at the time when the headmaster appeared would be the canonical response at this point. I think someone mentioned that you have instructors up to no good. I might be remembering that incorrectly though. If you guys don't remember that, then I'm willing to say that was not mentioned.
No, I think I did mention that myself.
Yeah, I think we did, because I think we were questioning her, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that we can also.
Yeah.
That's fine to share. That's all stuff that. I mean, we basically discovered this necromantic structure under the classroom, right? So that is evidence of that.
Right.
You know, that instructors are up to no
we
good.
We don't want them to think that we're onto the instructors if she's involved.
Okay.
What I would believe we should say, I know it might sound immoral, but Nigel's already quite
Kind of looks around before it says,
buggered. So, I believe that we should pin the blame on him. He used mind magic to us to try and put...
I'm not going to do that.
Ooh.
Well, if you don't, then you're putting yourself in the firing line. We say
No.
that he
Nigel's
used magic
already been through
to
enough.
create falsehoods. If you do not do this, they're going to know that you have suspicions about the professors, and the professors are going to want to get rid of you.
Aldorus has a point. What consequences would Nigel further face? Do you think if we said that?
They turned him into a book.
Well, right, but
They're going to throw the book in the fire. They're not going to free him. We're going to lose Nigel.
we
He's
don't
not
know
going to get
that.
freed regardless.
Yeah.
Of course he will. They find him innocent. If we get him out.
He's not innocent. If the headmaster is working with professors, they know directly that Nigel caught them red-handed. Currently, our best ploy is to act like we know nothing about that, and that Nigel might have messed with our minds. They'll know that's not true. They'll think that we've been fooled and we're just naive students.
Look.
Meanwhile, Nigel will continue to face his punishment that he's currently undergoing.
At this point, I would say that the instructor is now approaching the three of you.
Okay.
So,
Tremor will turn to face him.
Yeah. Master Tremor,
What is it?
the three of you are here. Good. The headmaster would wish to speak to each and every one of you of your events abroad.
Fantastic.
Master Tremor, you will report to the headmaster's office an hour after lunch. So at 1 in the afternoon.
He sneers. He
Master,
does the crick edge emote. Doesn't
Master,
like being told what to do.
Master Aldorus, you will meet with the headmaster at 3 in the afternoon.
Very well. Thank you very much for informing us, Professor.
What's the formal name for female? Is it still master or is it mistress, would you say?
I don't know, actually.
I imagine
Madame.
Madam. Ooh.
Miss.
Miss, maybe.
Miss. Oh, miss. Okay, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
Madame is too or like older.
Miss Eleanor, you will report to the headmaster an hour before supper. That will be at 5 in the evening.
Thank you.
We will be preparing new quarters for the 4 of you, as well as place you within a special teaching regiment. We need to discover what you have learned and known abroad so that we are not wasting either of our time. Is this understood?
Of course.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Very well, then. We shall see you then. And then he,
Professor,
Yes, Master Aldoris?
what's on the lunch menu today?
Amazing.
Today is a roasted beef with a lovely au jus gravy, mashed potatoes. Well, potatoes prepared as you wish, whether it be mashed or fried, and a side of vegetable of your choice. Carrots, peas, or broccoli.
Fantastic. Sounds delightful.
You will have a choice between 3 varieties of milk,
Yes.
a light
What?
cider,
Which are?
one from the cow, one from the lamb, and a particular one from the elk.
Oh. Fantastic. Thank you, Professor.
We're absolutely
What about tomorrow?
welcome.
I'm trying to plan ahead for my week.
God damn it.
He looks at Tremor and says, "You don't need to worry about tomorrow's menu. I would focus on today."
Oh, God.
that a threat?
Yeah, what the fuck? So ominous.
Roast
Shit.
beef. This is the greatest day ever.
No.
So they're isolating us in interviews and in quarters from the rest of the students?
They're definitely going to try to keep an eye on us. We have to watch what we say and what we do around them very carefully.
We
At least
must-
until we know who's in on this.
Right.
Why, you all seem so suspicious. Just chill out. Have fun. We're
Did
not
you-
dead yet.
Just kill me to chill out.
We're just a little bit on edge all of the time.
Al's very emotional speaking with his dad.
I'm not on edge.
Listen, we should try to just be as under the radar as possible until this cools off a bit. I think that's just wise.
Hmm.
Let's
I
not
agree.
talk back too much to the professor. She stares pointedly at Tremor.
Oh, we need to make ourselves look like students.
Al leans down into the snow, picks up some snow, clumps into a ball, and just throws it at Tremor's face.
Oh my god.
Tremor.
Ha! Snow will fight.
Roll an
Oh,
attack,
dear God.
motherfucker. I'm not going to let you just hit me like that.
An actual snowball fight.
What do you want me to roll, Brett?
You have to break my AC.
Roll an unarmed attack.
Okay, we'll do. So I think it's my. I just rolled straight strength for that.
Does an 18 hit you? I will take from the silence that
It
Tremor
does.
is slapped with a... Would you like to cast
That's 26
shield?
bludgeoning.
Would you like to cast shield to potentially deflect the snowball?
Yeah, actually, he would.
Okay.
There goes that spell slot.
Ah, well done.
You have earned Al's respect today.
Anyway,
What was...
what? We need
Look.
to look normal.
There's nothing normal about us. Especially you.
What do you mean by that?
You're not normal.
Ah, here we go again.
I know that.
Duh.
If I was normal, I wouldn't be at the Exodus Academy.
What time is it, Brett? In
I would say it's about 9:30 now.
AM?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's Gideon?
I was just talking to him over there.
Where is Gideon?
Tremor goes, oh,
When Tremor left, Gideon was like just making his way to Malcolm.
Got
they
it.
must have taken him. He must be in there right now.
Okay. Everyone's walking away, and you see Malcolm also running, or not running, but walking away as well. Do you attempt to stop him, or are you just following him?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop him.
Okay.
Malcolm.
Oh. Yes, Gideon.
I don't know how to turn my piece around. It's season 2, and I want to know how to do it.
I wish players could do it. I have to right-click your token and flip horizontally.
Okay. I don't feel as bad.
I have to do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, don't feel bad. Yeah, that's me. That's me.
I literally had like anxiety attacks. Be like, man, I don't want to ask how to flip my piece.
Oh,
My piece is always the wrong way. And I don't want
Yeah.
to be the guy. Okay,
No,
cool.
no, yeah, it's I have to flip it. It's really silly. Anyways,
Gotcha.
continue.
You look like you have something on your mind before.
Just a lot to think about, I suppose.
I'm surprised. I was just told you're not advanced as a 5th year student. I thought that offer was given to all of us.
Well, apparently they are advancing me to the 5th year students. But for some reason, they aren't putting me in some special class as you are. Perhaps you're the better mage after all. He does not look happy to say that.
Malcolm, as much as it titillates me to hear you say that, we both know there's something wrong here.
You're right. Should keep my personal feelings to myself. Although, he bites his lip and doesn't want to speak further. A persuasion check may persuade him. Sorry, I was hoping for a more fancier speech, but that is what came out of me. So, you'll need to do a persuasion check if you wish for him to...
A persuasion check will persuade him.
Yeah, we'll persuade him. Yep.
Oh, damn.
Thank you. With a 9, he just, you kind of like push the matter further, and he turns. He says, we should just keep a lookout for each other, that's all. We don't know what's going on in this academy, and even though they gave me the title of a 5th year student, it seems I have more work to do. We both do. And he nods to Gideon and says, I should prepare for the week.
All right, Malcolm. Don't put too much stock into what this school says. We've seen their true nature.
The school has given me quite a bit of doubt about everything. And then he just walks away at that point.
Starting to sound like me.
He got knocked down a couple of pegs last season is pretty much what happened there.
All right, then I guess I'm just gonna start heading down to the group.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't been taken.
No, I haven't been taken. I was talking to Malcolm. Tremor, so you no Astral Veil, no buckets, and that's it, right? Is that what you guys decided as well?
Oh,
I don't know if we actually came to an agreement, but she's
pin the
scared by
blame
Tremor.
on Nigel.
Blame it
I'm
on
not
Nigel.
gonna do that.
We can't have the targets on our back.
They're already on our back.
What if
Look, you just heard the guy. We're in our own private tutoring session, so they can keep a close eye on us.
What if, hear me out, we feign amnesia? It's not like they can force us to talk about it. We act like the events are fuzzy and we can barely recall them. We're under a lot of stress. It's been quite traumatic. We've witnessed students' deaths.
Eleanor, didn't you have that trick that you used on... Oh, where's Shiz? Shiz, don't you have that trick? In our first year, you learned how to make him tell the truth? Or something to that effect?
Charm person.
Charm
Well,
person.
I don't know if that would work on our professor.
No, he's saying that.
No, we are susceptible to that. That's
Oh.
why we just need to... We have to just tell the truth. The school is under suspicion, not us.
I mean,
Well,
the
then we
school
need
has
to
the power in
practice
the
lies.
situation.
They
If
do, but I
they-
don't think lying is how we get the upper hand. We need to do something else.
Right, but
If they
we
charm
tell
us,
them
we'll
what we
know.
Well, that too. If we tell them what we know, we are disposable completely. An accident will happen to us, buckets switched, whatever it be, and we won't be here anymore.
Look,
I just think it's in our best interest to do whatever we can to stay alive right now.
I've been working on some stuff in the nights of this last week. I wanted to see if I can get us back to the astral. I don't know if you guys would want to come too, but I'm thinking we can start making a plan. There's more time out there. In our off time, when no one knows where we are, we can just go there. And we can just time it so we have a full day there in the nights for us to talk and plan and strategize and grow stronger. And then when they finally do spring a trap on us or whatever it might be, we'll be more ready for them.
We're not fighting the school.
Well,
Yeah, but we don't know what they're going to do. This way we'll be prepared at least.
we should
We'll be stronger.
But how do you intend to get us back there?
How do I intend to get us back there, Brett?
Well, the only thing that you've been informed of is that Levin will attempt to reach out to you, to contact you. That doesn't have to stop you from trying to get back yourself, though.
Yeah. I think he's going to... Yeah, I think he'd probably bring up the day stuff then and mention that he's been reading to that. By the way, another thing we should talk to the... we shouldn't mention to the people up top. You remember that energy we found in the old academy?
Which one? Oh, yeah, the little one floating around.
The red ones.
What about it?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. And no one here... I mean, I don't trust anyone here to guide us, so I'm just going to do it myself, but I think I can find a way to get us back either to Levin or out somewhere else. I don't know. We just don't know a lot. And I feel like until we know who we're dealing with and who we can trust, we should just default to not trusting anyone.
It's not that I don't trust this school, which is why I don't want to lie to them. What is there anything we can do? I have to meet with the headmaster at 11 because they're gonna find out what we know. We're in way over our heads with that. Trying to hide the truth is pointless. I'm not saying we have to divulge everything, but the truth is, if they want to know something, they're gonna figure it out.
That's why we tell half truths. We don't have to lie. We just don't have to tell everything.
What if we tell the truth, but we agree with what happened?
We agree with whatever they said.
We say to them that we think that they were justified in their actions. That way, we're telling the truth about the story. Just our opinions on it might change, and maybe their pride and their arrogance might see past that.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I agree with Al.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it's the best one we've got. So
It feels dirty, but definitely could work. I think we have to believe it.
What do you say about what we saw in the professors down there?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I have to meet with the headmaster in 2 hours. Is anyone going before me?
Hour 15 now.
Hour and 15, says ominous voice.
Your watch.
The professor walks past.
Your watch just chimes in.
Hey, I heard you were going to meet the headmaster in hour 15. Crazy. And then just walks off in the hall.
You're right. We need to get you a packed lunch. You're going to miss lunch.
Oh my god.
so thoughtful.
What's for lunch again, Al?
Well, there's a roast beef with a choice of potatoes. They can be mashed, boiled, whatever we wish, with 3 vegetable sides. It's carrots, peas, or broccoli, along with 3 choice milk. Then I stopped listening after that. I was very excited for the elk milk.
So,
yes.
what?
How do you get 3 types of milk?
Well,
Did you say elk milk?
Cows and lambs, yes.
Owl
you
milk.
Boys are insufferable, I swear. What are we going to tell the teachers that we believe, or that believe that they did well? I mean, how are we going to twist this to be something that we understand their choices by?
Let's see it from their perspective. What's the best case scenario here? What could they have been doing that is actually a justified action? Building a secret weapon for the Empire, maybe? For the Kingdom?
By using...
Look, we don't know who all is involved with this plot involving the thing downstairs.
Oh.
Do you think it's everyone? It goes up to the top? Didn't they... Hold on. Can we remember, because it's been a little while now, in that last session, I
Yes.
feel like I remember the teachers discussing that they didn't want the headmaster to find out.
Yes, yeah. And in one of the visions, it was mentioned that we shouldn't let we can't let the headmaster know. I'll hush it up. In fact, one of the instructors switched the barrels around specifically so that it would look like it was an accident from the students.
Huh.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
I guess Tremor will remind them of that and say, like, we don't have to cover for this person. We want them. If they're afraid of the headmaster knowing, maybe we actually tell them the truth about that bit. See what comes of it. There's no point in lying we weren't even there for that.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Perhaps we just wing it.
Well, since
right.
I'm meeting with them first,
Look,
why don't we just...
as long as
I have to just go and do what I do. I don't know.
I think we tell them the truth and avoid the astral. I think that's the most important thing.
Tremor does
And a
not
bit-
want the astral taken away from him.
A bit of empathy tossed in their direction, maybe to sugarcoat it, I guess.
What means you?
I mean, like, butter them up, you know?
Yes.
What means you?
What means you?
Yeah, like play into their ego a bit.
Since you do have time to talk, if you decide to go ahead and move ahead to 11, just let me know.
You got this, big guy.
Gideon, just remember, if they are to kill you, they only kill us a couple hours later, so you won't be alone.
Well,
Yes,
thanks.
it-
That's extremely comforting, Al. I don't think they're going to kill us. I think they... I don't think that they would just off us that way. We have names here. Well, you guys have names. They can't just cover that up.
He's right. We are pretty important. Well, we're pretty important.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
think-
That wasn't
I
even.
think
That wasn't a character. That wasn't a
I
character.
think I'm gonna go meet with the headmaster.
Okay.
You can tell him all about Tremor's necromancy.
God damn it.
All right.
Oh man.
So for this next scene, we have a couple of choices that I'd like to pitch to you. We can either have everyone stay in the voice call and have the not interrogation. It's kind of an interrogation.
Whoa.
Happen with Gideon on his own, or everyone stays in the voice call, or I take Gideon to a separate room that you do not actually know what he ends up saying.
I
like the latter, bro.
Separate.
Yeah.
Separate, and we agree
That's so cool.
none of us will listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys mute the this literally just popped up, and I was like, I'm thinking this could be
Oh,
pretty
boy.
cool. All right. I'm gonna make a voice call or a voice channel called the Headmaster's office.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody can see this channel, so that when we go out there, you all are just gonna have to be waiting. I'm gonna put it above Arcane Academy. All right. Gideon. The headmaster will see you now. Hello, Gideon.
Is that Brett or the headmaster?
that's Brett. That's Brett.
Oh boy. Okay.
This is gonna be fun. Feel free to put your token anywhere you wish, or at the foot of the stairs. Okay. I'm gonna turn off the snow because we're indoors now. I'm in suspense myself.
I'm in suspense.
It's just you. Yeah, no
Look,
one.
There's 4 chairs here and everything, though. Look at that.
All right. Let me see real quick. Did I move this somewhere? Sorry, I'm just getting everything.
Don't apologize to me.
Sorry, Chad. Thought I added. I don't remember. Oh, hold on. There we go. Add that. And okay, here we go.
Ooh.
You walk into the headmaster's office as you were instructed, and you see Headmaster Chrono sitting behind the desk. She looks up as if she was writing something and goes, yeah, Master Gideon, please sit down.
All right.
I understand that it's been a rough week for you. Is that correct?
Well, it's been quite odd being here with no classes, and yes, it's been weird.
I apologize. I suppose I assumed we could have handled things differently. Could we have? I apologize for you and the struggles. The death of the students was absolutely horrific. I'm afraid I have to be upfront and just simply ask if you knew anything about the demise of your fellow students. The 3 of them perished, and then the 4 of you, and Master Malcolm and Master Nigel, simply disappeared and vanished. In your own words, what happened?
Well, I don't remember everything perfectly. It feels like this has all happened over the course of weeks.
Weeks?
It feels that way.
It has been all but a week in a day. Why do you say it feels like weeks, Master Gideon?
Headmaster, truth be told, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here in this school. Every day feels like a month. I don't belong. I'm lowborn. So forgive me when I say that it feels like every minute is an hour. But I remember we were searching for a djinn in the basement of the school.
A djinn?
Yes, you don't know about the djinn in your basement?
Tell me more.
Catacombs.
And she leans back in her chair. Tell me a little bit more about this djinn. Why were you searching for it? How did you come to know of it?
Well, honestly, I don't remember how we came to know of it exactly, but I do know we were searching for it because our familiars were taken. They disappeared. We woke up, and the 4 of us, my comrades and I, our familiars were gone. And truthfully, I do not remember how we learned of the Jinn's existence, but we wanted to find it. We wanted to make things right again.
Just so you know from your character, you found out about the Jinn in the forbidden archives of the library.
Okay. We discovered some books in the library that detailed the Jinn and its power, though not clear enough. I would say.
The only place that I know of that would even house that knowledge would be in the forbidden archives. She turns her head over to you.
Yes, I went in there, and I discovered the book.
A coy smile goes over her face. 1 second. Just doing a couple of rolls here.
Mm-hmm. Those are good rolls.
An insightful wizard as ever. Although I suppose we and she kind of sits over on the sofa. She grabs something from the bookshelf and she kind of unfurls what appears to be a piece of parchment rolled up. And she starts to read a little bit. You're an insightful wizard. And personally, I wouldn't punish you for that. You say you don't belong here, or feel that you don't belong here, when really you're as studious as the best magister, it seems. You've done and experienced quite a bit. I sense a lot of arcane energies flowing from you. Did you know, once upon a time, Master Gideon, that I too was, well, what one would declare lowborn?
You?
Yes. I didn't come from a noble family or noble lineage. I was what some would describe as a curious street urchin who experienced the kindness of a mage, who saw in me, let me see if it's supposed to say, who saw in me a willing to learn more. And trust me, Master Gideon, when I say this, there will be many of high privilege who truly believe that because your name does not match with their expectations, that you do not deserve to learn this forbidden knowledge. I disagree with them wholeheartedly. You have great potential, Gideon. I believe in you.
Thank you. Thank you, Headmaster. That, I'll be forthright, that confuses the hell out of me.
She nods. It's a very confusing time, Master Gideon. I understand what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. If you're being forthright, then I'm afraid I must be as well. Gideon, I feel like you're holding something back from me.
I regarding what? I'm truly having a hard time remembering things.
No, it's been a rough week, couple of weeks. It's been a difficult time. I understand this is all overwhelming. I want to help you, Gideon. And mainly I need to find out what happened to these students. Why they were where they were they overzealous, or did something else bring them to that? I want to know the Jinn. Did you find the Jinn?
Yes, we did find the Jinn, and it was a mess. Truthfully, I was the person that made a wish, and I was not thinking clearly, I suppose, and
her eyes light up. Her face just completely lights up when you say I made a wish. Continue.
Okay. And I just wish to be gone. I wish to leave this place, and we wound up at the old academy. So we left this place, but we were supposed to be wishing for our familiars, and everyone wanted different wishes, and everyone was fighting, and I didn't belong, and now I do belong. I don't, Headmaster.
She nods sympathetically, of course. Gideon, it must have been a lot. Many seasoned magisters do not get to experience or even wish upon a Jinn. You, as a first-year student, to gain such an honor, I don't fault you for that. Wishing that you went to the old academy. What? And she wags her finger a little bit. Why did you wish to go to the old academy?
I didn't wish to go to the old academy. That's the thing about Jinns, is they take what you wish and they never deliver.
You wish to go away.
I wish to go away. Yes, I wanted to be gone.
Okay, I can believe that. I can understand that. So what happened after that? You arrived at the old academy, and you were in some sort of a mist of some sort of forward mist of power. I could barely teleport you there. I didn't even know you were there until Master Aldoris told me.
Yeah, so we got to the academy. Aldoris sent a message to let you know that we're there. We had to navigate that school.
Yes, it's dreadful. It had a terrible history to it. Ambushed by savages. Students and teachers alike murdered alive. Yes. Those that drank the... She smiles and nods. I feel I can share this with you. It's not knowledge we share with our first-year students, but technically you're fifth year now in a special class of your own. And knowledge is power, and just to show you that I believe in you. These tribes of people found the blood of a dead god. And this blood, they would consume and drink. It gave them an insurmountable amount of power. And I guess it drove them mad to the point where, with their own strength, they tore down the walls of the old academy and murdered almost everyone inside. It was an absolute tragedy. I have a theory the mist that you were in was that same blood.
That mist was the blood of an old god.
I theorize. I'll have to study for quite some time. I'll have to speak with the king and the royal council, of course, to see if we could investigate the old academy. Unfortunately, we've sealed it off. It's forbidden land. Just the fact that you were there could imprison you for life, Gideon. I want you to know how much the serious trouble that you're in for just being on those grounds.
I mean, Headmaster, we didn't want to be there.
She holds up her hands to interrupt. I know you weren't meant to be there. In a desire to wish to go to some forgotten academy that you knew nothing about. That is the trickiness with Jinns. As you say, Gideon. We need to keep this quiet. I haven't told anyone else. And I would hate to see you locked up for life because of a magical mistake. I'll protect you, Gideon.
Do I like sense sincerity? Can I roll for insight or something?
Make an insight check.
I can actually roll well.
You can't identify one way or the other. She seems sincere.
Thank you, Headmaster, for offering your protection. Truthfully, before even coming into this office, I've just been figuring out if I should be in this school at all. And I feel, I don't know, I feel a kindred sense with you now, knowing that you are not of nobility. And I have questions as to why nobles are able to speak so candidly and speak down on those of our birthright. But
Gideon. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a terrible thing to laugh at. She leans forward. The thing about nobility. Let me ask you this. What makes a noble better than a common man?
Well, nothing. That's why I came to this school. But
she snaps her fingers and points at that. Correct. Absolutely nothing. And do you know who hates that the most?
Gideon gets like a rush of Malcolm in his head, like old Malcolm. The nobles.
That's right. The reason why the classes exist is because one person told another person that they're better than them. But the best thing about the arcane arts, and she kind of like clutches her fist, is in the end, we're all the same. It's what you do with that knowledge, that research, that experimentation and power is what determines whether you are better than someone else. Class does not do that. And the thing about nobles is in what makes them, what's the word I'm looking for? What puts them at a disadvantage is in the back of their head, they already believe they have won. People like you, people like me, try 2, 3, 4, 5 times harder. And in the end, we usually dominate them in this field. I want you to remember that today, Gideon. I don't care of your surname. I don't care of your family. It's what you do with that study that counts.
You've taught me a lot today, Headmaster, more than I think I've learned ever. Potentially.
She sits down in her chair, she claps her hand and says, "Wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. I don't want you to leave here, Gideon. I see great potential in you and your friends. And if you ever need to speak with me again, my office here is at your disposal."
Thank you, Headmaster. I appreciate that.
One more thing, Gideon. We are not going to be teaching you anything about travel, transportation, or anything of that nature. The fact that you were able to be taken so quickly from this school to the old academy, well, it worries me. It concerns me. Gideon, and I ask this of you. I'll leave it up to you and your decision. For your safety, I'd like to put an arcane lock on you. This will prevent someone from forcibly taking you to another location, to another plane. If there are foul works at the school, I want to make sure that you're protected. And she, at that point, walks up and walks in front of you.
Headmaster, I really do mean it when I say I feel a kinship, and I appreciate your concern. But truthfully, while we were forcibly sent to the school, and I know that it can have its repercussions, serious repercussions, I think that's what led me here. And I wouldn't want to not be here in your office, learning the things I'm learning.
Of course.
I think if as long as Outdoors has the way to reach you, I don't think I need a lock, but I do appreciate it. I feel like no matter what, I can trust you and you can come to our aid.
Of course. I understand. I have to ask, why the hesitation? It's for your protection, Gideon.
Well, truthfully, the term arcane lock sounds a bit intimidating, to say the least.
Sounds a bit insidious, doesn't it?
Yes, just a little bit.
I apologize. I understand. Maybe if I explain it to you. Instead of an arcane lock, look at this as a safety net. It doesn't prevent you from leaving the school, from walking away, going on the airships. Even within some of our teleportation abilities, we would be able to teleport you to the locations that you need to go. Of course. Of course. It sounds like we're imprisoning you here. You're not. You're still going to be around. But you spoke with a Jinn? We can't find any Jinn on the grounds. I would hate for you to be taken again. It's for your protection. Simply put, you go where you want to go. Period. And this gives you more control over that. So if you would like, I would like to cast a safety net over you.
Headmaster, the fact that you are giving me the option is what's giving me the most drive to not have this safety net. This is a very important deal to me. If you can offer such a gift to me, such a protection, and still allow me to leave this room, I don't think I can put into words how important that is going to be. So I respectfully would not like this lock, would not like this safety net now. But there may be a time when I come to you and cry for it.
Of course. Take your time. It's up to you, of course. Merely for your protection. Now, if you don't mind, we'll have some food brought up here. I'd love to learn all about you and your family, your aspirations. I want to learn more about Gideon. Please sit. Make yourself comfortable. The official business is now over.
Okay.
So what would you tell her about like your family and things like that and your aspirations?
I think I would talk a lot about my mom. Mostly like her, I don't know, Gideon's mom has a very carefree attitude where like I don't, he's never seen his mom angry and he's never seen his mom cry. Tears of sadness anyway. And I'd probably talk to her about my younger sister, Maddie, and how she kind of is enthralled with the idea of me coming to this school full of fancy nobles, and how Maddie will always give herself a finger mustache whenever she's impersonating nobles. Yeah, mostly, I mean, I think Gideon would mostly talk about family, and the whole reason why he came to the school in the first place is really just to mostly make his younger sister proud.
Tremor, you walk into the office to hear Gideon talking about his family with the headmaster.
What took you so long?
Tremor.
You guys are still going?
Yeah, I guess it's been 2 hours, hasn't it?
Yes, I guess it has.
Gideon, it's been lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing everything about you, and thank you.
Of course. Thank you again, Headmaster.
And she motions the exit. Tremor, please come on in.
Tremor's gonna give Gideon a look as he's leaving, trying to get a sense of like what that was all about. Trying to get any sort of like read on him.
Gideon would widen his eyes and just like not shake his, like, he wouldn't shake his head just because he thinks that's too obvious, but he would just widen his, I guess all he could really do is widen his eyes.
Just that.
Like, a little bit of deer in headlights kind of thing. Like I had no choice.
Oh boy, that's not what he wanted to see. All right.
Tremor, Master Tremor, please come in. Make yourself comfortable. Tremor, you've been through quite a lot. More so than any student has. I would just love the opportunity to know what have you been doing this past over the past week and a half. We've, as you know, have lost 3 students. A terrible tragedy. Tell me about, from your side of things, what happened? Because we found you and your friends, Master Malcolm and Master Nigel, in the old academy in some foreign mist. And in the aftermath, of course, beforehand, 3 students were murdered. Or killed. What can you tell me, Master Tremor?
What do you mean by murdered?
Well, that's what I'm trying to find out. An accident has happened here. But I fear something darker may be in play. And I would
Well,
prefer
your
to
instincts
rule
would be right.
I would prefer to rule the 6 of you from this.
Wait, what was that? Prefer to rule the 6 of you?
Out of it. Like, rule the 6 of you out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, similarly, I believe we have a lot we'd like to be clarified on your side.
Yes,
The school has not exactly been forthcoming.
Hmm.
I think you would agree.
I would agree wholeheartedly. We should have let you know sooner about what happened to the students. We weren't certain how to go about it. Your first-year students, your minds are so precious to us. And to lose those 3 students, We're a rigorous school, Tremor, I would dare say.
Well, we're not first years anymore, are we?
Quite so. Quite.
Seems our minds are ready for 5th year.
She nods.
Seems like a bit of a hasty decision.
I don't think so. You were in the old academy. I can sense the arcane energies from you. You've learned quite a bit in a very alarming short amount of time. Days, even. How does one go about that?
How do 5 students go missing under the school's watchful gaze, mere days of having joined?
How did that happen, Tremor? How did you get to the old academy?
I was actually wondering if you could share what you know first, specifically around the disappearances of my friends. You know, one of them was my roommate.
She smiles and nods a little bit. Are you interrogating me, Master Tremor?
I'm simply a young child that's enrolled in this school and is hoping for some guidance from his betters.
Inquisitive. I like that. I'm sorry for what happened to your roommate. I suppose that's the one thing I wanted to ask. How are you doing with his death?
Tremor kind of... I think his face... He tries not to react, but his face kind of hardens. In any way I can. I am dedicating myself to my studies.
She shakes her head. That was an insensitive question. I'm sorry. It's as you said, you're 5th year students now, but you're still so young. Right. Tremor.
So you'd like to know my story, how we ended up at the old academy?
I would. Very much so.
Well, you probably heard most of it from Gideon, seeing as how long you guys were talking, but I can share my perspective. one night and found. Actually, it wasn't even night. We had slept most of that day, unbeknownst to ourselves and each other. We woke up to find that our familiars were missing, and not only that, but the students had gone missing.
The 3 students.
Yes.
Continue.
We had sensed some sort of ripping sensation, I believe. At least I did, in our sleep.
The insidious
And when I
spell
woke
that Nigel cast upon you. I'm so sorry about that.
Something like that. We woke up and they were gone, and we, as you know, you do to come to such awful news. I think we were in denial. So we went to the library, and we did some research, trying to understand what could have happened to them, where they could have gone. The librarian wasn't there.
Okay.
Why is that? I thought she was stationed there at all times.
She smiles and says, "You're a 5th-year student, so I can tell you. The librarian of this academy has been here for quite some time. She actually comes from the old academy. A long time ago. She's ever living. Her watchful eye and gaze keeps over the library. It's not something we tell first-year students because we fear they may become overwhelmed with the information. So even if you don't believe she is there, she is there."
That does explain a few things. As you see, we looked around in the other section, looking for what information we could, as there was no one there and nothing of value in the original site, and we were desperate. What we came across, though, was a bunch of burned books and notes. Where was your librarian then? How did this happen? Do you have any idea of who could be behind this?
She folds her arms, and you just see like a sort of like, it's a stern face, a little emotional. And she says, "We're investigating that right now. To burn knowledge in books is just so taboo. It goes against everything that wizards believe in. We seek
Can I roll an
knowledge,
insight
not
check?
destroy it." Yes, absolutely.
I want to see if she actually doesn't, or is like actually perturbed about that, or if she knew something about it.
We'll take the 19 first, since that's what popped up.
Yeah, I clicked once and it double clicked.
No,
so.
you're good. You're good. It definitely feels forced.
I find it hard to believe that something so egregious could happen under your watchful gaze, Headmistress. Forgive my.
You're right. You're
brashness.
right. You're right to question it. I wouldn't call it brashness. You're very astute, and I respect that in you. You're forthright. Probably not the kindest with your words, and she kind of like smiles a little bit. But I've known plenty of
smile back.
Yeah, but I've known plenty of powerful magisters that are, well, let's say they're not the most fun at parties. So what did you discover?
I think you dodged my question. With respect.
With respect, I am asking the questions. What did you discover, Master Tremor?
We discovered word of a djinn that resides underneath the school, under one of our classes, actually.
She goes over to the bookshelf, looking through some things. And why were you in the forbidden section of the library?
We were trying to make sense of what happened to our friends, our familiars. It was the only option available to us. None of the professors were even around. We were left to our own devices. What would you do?
She pulls out a scroll from the bookshelf and kind of walks over here and sits on the couch and kind of begins reading a little bit. Honestly, if this doesn't leave this office, probably would have done the same as you. I was a bit rebellious when I was younger, I must admit. My parents hated that about me. Anytime someone would tell me that I wasn't supposed to know something or be somewhere, it only pushed me to go farther and, well, do that. I got into quite a bit of trouble when I was younger. But I feel the strongest magisters would occasionally bend a rule or two in the pursuit of knowledge. I don't fault you for that at all, Master Tremor. I just simply want the information. So you found out about a djinn. Is that what you stated?
Yes. Tremor's gonna get up from the chair and start pacing.
And she rolls up the scroll. What did you do then?
Well, we did our best to find it. We figured whatever had happened, especially because of the recent burnings of these notes, the djinn probably had something to do with it.
A fair assumption.
So, we retraced the steps laid out in these notes. We went down into the dungeons.
Yes.
And it's there we discovered something disturbing.
The automaton.
Yes.
And what brought forth the demise of those 3 students. You're lucky to be alive, Tremor. I want you to know that.
Why is there such a creation underneath a school?
Well, it is merely a modified iron golem meant for our 3rd and 4th year students to test what would happen if you were to encounter a entity that is immune to magic. It is...
Tremor knows that's a lie.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate, of course, that first-year students would head over to where they weren't supposed to be. But lives were lost. They weren't prepared for the battle. I do admit we make the golem appear very frightful.
Frightful.
Yes.
It had my roommate skewered on its back. It was collecting corpses. This was not an iron golem.
A terrible tragedy. The golem may have been in some sort of collection mode so that we could reclaim the bodies, return them to their families.
You're saying they were killed by something else down there. The golem came across them afterwards.
No. I theorize the golem was their demise. But we're still investigating the matter. Continue, Master Tremor.
Well, we avoided this golem. Just barely. Found our way further down the dungeon, where we discovered the djinn's quarters. Using books that we had procured from the library, we had learned about runes, and used those runes to summon the djinn.
Impressive. And then, as I recall from what Gideon said, he made the wish. And then you traveled to some place phenomenal.
That's right. He made the wish, and we found ourselves where our familiars were taken.
And just so I understand the story, and she smiles a little bit, where was that?
Well, you should know you found us there as well. The old academy.
She nods. Yes. That does. Continue.
Well, the rest you, I believe, heard from Al through a message. But we discovered there was unresolved magics in this place. There were necromantic energies, there were skeletons,
Yes.
this weird red magic that I'd never seen before. What was that, Professor?
Tremor, I'm going to ask for you to sit down for this part.
It's gonna drag the chair over here to face her.
Are you sitting down?
Yep.
First, I have to let you know, Tremor, that the old academy is forbidden grounds in the kingdom of Breebunn. Some dark and insidious magics took place there. And because of it, it is simply banned by the academy, by the kingdom. Knowledge of you being on these grounds could potentially see you locked up for the rest of your life.
He's gonna chuckle at that.
This is not funny, Master Tremor.
Uh-huh.
The magics you saw there was that of an ancient god. You see a group of tribes who consumed the blood of this ancient god, stormed the academy, nearly killing everyone there. It has left quite an imprint, I would say. So any foreign magics, why, not even I am sure of its lasting effects. You would know more than I would at this point. And while I would love to pick your brain, I have to warn you, Tremor, you can't let anyone know that you were there. The school wants to protect you. I mean, you were gone for, what, a matter of days? You've already gained so much power. How can you explain that?
Well, as you said, there's a lot unknown about that place. If there was some latent power of an old god, maybe we scooped some along the way. Who's to say?
Her face is emotionless as a deafening silence falls over the room. Roll a deception check for me.
I don't even know if he's being deceptive here. I think he's using her same cryptiveness, like cryptic kind of answer. I mean, he's just replying with the same like rhetoric that she was using, like, look, if you're not going to tell me, I'm not going to tell you, sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
I don't know why it's double clicking. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. We can let the deception pass, but essentially Tremor's giving off the vibe of like, well, you seem to be cryptic, so I'm being cryptic too.
Yeah, it's not even.
Is it a smug attitude, would you say? Yeah,
it's smug. It's like he's not being deceptive. He's literally feeding her the same non-answer that she fed him.
Tremor, you've been forthright and honest with me. Was that correct?
Always. I have nothing but respect for you and this school. This is an obvious lie.
I can see that from you. At this point, she unrolls the parchment.
I'm an arcane check.
Okay. We'll take the
God damn it.
13. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll take the 13. One moment. And she begins to cast a spell.
He's gonna. Do I have a reaction to this, or just happen?
You can react.
He'll get up from the chair and move back.
And after she finishes casting the spell, let's see. Let me put this spot right here. I need you. You see a sort of like a light begin to form around the area. Okay. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Fucking zone of truth. God damn it. I don't know what this bullshit is with a double click, but...
Oh, sorry. You might actually have... I think you might have two windows open. That's always a possibility.
Oh, is that what happens?
It might be. It might be hitting both windows. I'm sorry. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So... with the 14... you are not affected, but you do know that you are currently standing in a zone of truth.
And does she know that I saved or not? I don't know how that works.
That's a good question. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the queue if you do fail, but you have succeeded.
I mean, does she know, though, that I passed?
I would... Ooh, that's a good question. I'm trying to figure out that right now. I would say we're going to determine that with an insight check. I would say she would know that it didn't work, but the zone stays there.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, for that, centered on a point of your choice, until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts his turn within there must make a charisma saving throw. So this is a 15. Well, actually, no. Would you like to go ahead and make an Arcana check to learn more about this zone that has just emerged out? Okay. So with that, I will be happy to show you the range.
Find this hidden freaking.
Yeah. So it's a 15-foot radius. I'm gonna.
But because I saved, I don't have to get out of it.
If you stay in the zone, every 6 seconds, I'm gonna have you make another save.
Oh, really? I thought it was once you save, it doesn't affect you.
And once you save it, it's until on a failed save, you can retell lot. Oh, yeah, you're good. You can, yep. So yeah, you're good. You're good. I apologize. Yeah, so you saved it. You mentally saved it.
Then he's gonna walk back up to her and kind of give her a smug look, which is his default.
Yeah.
And just kind of like smirk that. Come to this, huh? Just don't trust me.
You're not being forthright with your answers, Master Tremor. 3 students are dead. I need all the information that I can. And while this would be...
I'm doing my best to cooperate. But you're hiding things from me, too.
She will look down to you and... it's a moment of silence again before she sort of just... shrugs it off, snaps the finger, and prematurely ends the spell. Well, you're right, Tremor. I suppose I have no reason to distrust you. It's, as I said before, you just have a demeanor where you'll feel like you're not being forthright. You do understand, though, this is a very serious situation that we're in.
Of course. Seems we have that demeanor in common. You remind me a lot of myself.
She,
He's echoing the words he heard as he walked in that she used on Gideon.
Yeah. She smiles a little bit and says, you remind me of myself as well. You're going to be a great magister one day. She sighs and sits on the couch. Eleanor should be here within the next half hour. I would request you wait here until she arrives.
Very well. Is that all you have for questions? He sits down mockingly like a good little boy.
She shakes her head. That's it. You will be placed in a special class with your peers. With Eleanor, with Aldoris, with Gideon. I'm very excited to see what the four of you can do.
If we're done here, I actually had some questions for you.
I will do my best to answer them, but please understand with the investigation that's been going on with the death of the 3 students, along with the sentencing of Nigel, there might not be much I can share with you. I hope you understand this.
Who's in charge of this investigation?
Well, me, of course, and Instructor Venaway. Along
That's
with
the,
other instructors. That's the what?
Instructor Venaway is the one of the ones that is the necromancer dungeon guy, right?
Yeah, he was in the vision. He was the one that was told that he was going to move the barrels back.
How long have you known this Instructor Venaway?
Quite some time. He's been here ever since I've been headmaster.
And when did you start?
Oh, I
Don't mind me asking.
That's fine. I have been the headmaster here since the Exodus Academy's starting. I wasn't of the old academy, of course. You could read this in any book if you'd want, Tremor.
Then, how did you feel about Nigel's father?
Unfortunately, I don't know much of the ban.
Get an insight check, man.
Up there it is. So with the 14, you can tell she's not being truthful.
It just seems that someone stepping into his old shoes would know quite a bit about how he did in the final days of the old academy.
I only know what I was told, unfortunately. His information was kept well under wraps by the Kingdom of Breebunn. Trust me, I'm as frustrated as you. I asked many questions. They weren't forthright. And she looks back to Tremor with a smile. I understand how frustrating that could be.
He'll chuckle. Well, this has been fun, hasn't it? I hope we get to have these talks more often.
I think we will. I've got my eye on you, Tremor. I believe you're capable of great things. You've got a rebellious spirit about you, but I'll never fault you for it.
Don't all the greats have that?
And at that point, I would say silence falls over the room. And afterwards, I said Eleanor, but I meant to say I meant to say Al. Al's next.
Okay.
At that point, you see Aldoris walk into the room.
Al, you see Tremor has, well, there was nice chairs aligned over here. One of them is now missing and is pointed directly at her on a rug, and that's what Tremor's sitting on.
Oh,
When he sees you enter, he'll step up.
Aldoris. Thank you, Tremor.
Headmaster.
Thank you, Tremor. It was most informative.
Tremor will look to Al and just kind of wink. He'll keep going.
Aldoris, make yourself comfortable, please.
Okay.
Stands in the middle of the room.
Would you like to sit down? And she heads over to her desk and sits on her chair.
Okay.
He's gonna kind of look across the chairs, see if there's a correct answer.
I would say at that point she like motions over like any of the chairs. Any of the chairs is fine. She smiles and points at one of them.
Right, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, Master Aldoris, I have to thank you for bringing up to my attention everything that happened with your familiars in the old academy.
Oh, yes, you're most welcome, of course, Headmaster.
You being forthright has been very helpful in this investigation of the death of the students, as well as the Master Nigel.
Yes.
As
Well, I'm just doing my job as a student, huh?
Aldoris, it's been a matter of days now, and you've gained quite a boon in power, it seems. The spell to contact me is no mere feat of a first-year student. I first have to ask you, with the same amount of forthright that I expect, how did you gain such power so quickly?
Well, I believe it comes down to mentality, most of all, of course, Headmaster. I believe that the problem with education in general is that we're often put into a position where we're expected to believe that we're going to progress over the course of many years instead of focusing on trying to do your best in the first year, you see. So people come here and they believe that some of the later spells they'll learn later down the line. I have a more forthright conclusion. I believe that upon entering into the academy, I should study my hardest as if I were trying to graduate, because that is what I'm here to do. So, I have worked quite well to create friendships and to study alongside other worthwhile individuals. Though their personality traits do not match mine, I find that quite a competitive mindset to be in, and I have able to concisely and rather proudly craft my mind into an acute one. I believe that answers your question. Please, Headmaster. Next question.
Excellent. And she kind of nods at you with just this like, so you've studied a lot, you've opened your mind.
I believe my mind has always been open. I've just had the accessibility here at the academy to achieve such success.
Oh, I thank you for that, Al. Al,
No, I thank you.
let me be frank. 3 students have been killed and murdered here,
Yes.
and the 6 of you vanish before then.
Yes.
How did you arrive to the old academy?
Well, through portals, actually. Yes, portal technology.
Tell me more of these portals, their origination.
Well, we dealt with a djinn.
Mm-hmm.
A highly volatile being, if you had to ask me my personal preference on it.
Mm-hmm.
And through some occasion, we managed to find ourselves through some sort of astral dimension. Passed through there and landed straight in the denizens of the old school.
Some astral dimension. Tell me more about this.
Oh yes, quite simple really. Essentially, to travel to such a wide distance, you need to go through the astral in some form.
Mm-hmm.
We bypassed it, though I don't think the others remember.
Well, I've gotten some conflicting stories, Al, about how you arrived to the old academy. I was hoping that maybe you could, perhaps, tell me, with your own words, how you arrived.
Oh, of course. Yes. See, the thing is about the other students is that they are quite talented, but their minds are rather bothersome. When we were dealing with Nigel, for instance, he was trying to send visions of lies and pain, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only one to have resisted them. So I do believe that their minds have forgotten this astral section, but we did arrive in the astral planes.
Mm-hmm.
It was a peculiar place. Uneventful for the most part, but peculiar.
Peculiar how?
Well, I don't really feel hungry, you see, and for lunch today, we had roast beef.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 types of milk, and I tried both the lamb and the elk milk, but I have determined that both don't settle too well in my stomach, Headmaster, so I went back to the cow's milk.
Right.
Over in the astral plane, you don't require that sustenance. So here, whereas I had the roast beef, and then I also had some of Eleanor's broccoli, she didn't like to choose it, I ate both that and my portion, and I was able to sustain myself and feel quite gluttonous doing so. You don't really get that in the astral plane, so that's peculiar.
Interesting. I have to admit, Aldoris, I have never been to this astral plane that you speak of.
Oh.
I hope this isn't too embarrassing for you to think a student can teach a headmaster, but I'm always learning.
Yes, of course. Learning never ends. You're just the most learned of us all.
Tell me more about this place.
What would you like to know?
Everything. You said you traveled through there to get to the old academy?
Yes, of course.
Please, share everything that you have.
May I inquire about a question first?
Yes, please. Absolutely. What did you ask? I thought you were going to ask a question.
I haven't said it yet.
Okay.
Are the other students
Yes.
a bother to you?
Are they a bother to me? All right.
Yes, I'm curious as to the matter of these interviews, of course. See, there is much speculation and worry at all times here in the school that people will get in trouble.
Yes.
I don't believe that we will, because I do believe that we are overachievers,
Right.
despite their love for different things. Though, I also understand that to get to the top, you need to, my mother used to say it was round some noses. I believe it's to suck up to people, if you will, for lack of a better term. I would like to do that with you, Headmaster. I would like to be a proficient student under your wing, under your guidance. I believe that will aid me in my future endeavors. So, to do that, I would like to be truthful with you, but I'd also like it back in return.
Of course.
That way I can be successful in doing so.
She sits down on the sofa and kind of gets a little more relaxed a little bit.
He joins up.
Yeah.
He walks over and sits next to her.
This is very much a surprise to her, but she stays cool. Aldoris, no one is a bother. I'm simply trying to learn how you arrived at the old academy, as well as the fate of what happened to those 3 students and how they perished. I would like to rule the 4 of you out, the 6 of you rather, as people that caused their deaths. You see?
Oh, yes. If you believe that we might have had some form of involvement in their deaths, I can assure you I have not. What I can tell you is that there is a machination of sorts down in the basements, likely some sort of patrolling guard, and that had pierced a student upon its back, wearing it almost like a scarf.
You're very lucky to be alive, Aldoris.
Actually, luck had nothing to do with it, Headmaster. I cast a rather impressive illusion to distract it momentarily as we guided it elsewhere through the halls.
She nods at that, and she's like, very good. Do you know what it was you faced off against down there, Aldoris?
I'm not quite sure, no, but it was a powerful machination, that is for certain.
Have you ever heard of an iron golem?
In passing.
Well, this is a modified version of that.
Impressive.
I feel that I can share this with you since these are tests we normally give to 3rd and 4th year students. The iron golem inherently is immune to magic. And we crafted it on its own to make it a little more frightful. You see, it is to teach you the lesson, Aldoris, of what to do when you go up against a creature or something that magic simply will not affect it on its own.
Very astute of you.
And that is why we have that. Unfortunately, these students seem to have went off into the wrong area. I don't know why. I suppose they assumed that the 1st year tests were too strong for them, and they decided to go in the more dangerous area, even though they were told not to.
Oh, no, I just believe that those students were a little bit dense, you see. There was clear instructions on the day, but any fool could have got them wrong.
Well, the instructions were clear. I don't think they were dense, as they were overzealous.
Oh, okay. You think it's a pride thing. Interesting.
Oh.
Well theoried.
Well, it doesn't matter what the theory is. They're dead now. And it's a tragedy. Really. Ow.
Yes. Well, anything you need to do to prove that I was not involved, I'm fully accepting of.
So, you wish to go to the astral plane, was it?
No, I don't wish to go there, no.
Who did?
It was just a necessity. Oh, you mean with the djinn?
Yes.
Oh, no. I believe that our resident Gideon, he wished to not be there. It was a rather waste of a wish, if you ask me. And I believe that it puts you on the path to get places. I believe, through my theories, that the astral plane itself is just kind of like a hallway between the realms.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Any sights that you found over in this astral plane?
You wouldn't believe me.
My mind is open.
Well, there was a gigantic baby.
A what?
Yes, a giant fetus of sorts. Saw that in the distance.
I'm intrigued about this. Would you be willing to write a paper about it?
Absolutely.
What else did you find? Any other form of life here in this astral plane?
Oh, yes, actually. I believe there's Githyanki. I wasn't entirely sure of their people.
She nods.
Rather primitive, but simple people. Other than that, structures, nothing of interest to me. personally.
Okay. Well, you've experienced quite a bit, and I suppose that would explain where you got that amount of power.
Oh, well, perhaps, but really, we're in the astral plane for what could be mere hours, if that. You know.
For a matter of hours?
Yes, of course, the same amount of time has passed since you first interviewed Gideon here, I would say.
You experienced all of that?
Well, I passed through, really. Again, hallway.
And at that point, she'll nod. Why did the others not tell me of this? Do you have any theories, Aldoris?
I have one.
Please.
They're rather... they struggle when it comes to matters of the mind. Easily influenced. I do believe that large baby creature might have messed with their minds.
We'll have to investigate further then.
It wouldn't be a bad idea.
So?
I also worry about Tremor.
I worry about Tremor too. What are your worries about him?
He seems rather interested in necromancy.
Necromancy?
He hasn't performed it, but I do think that his young mind has been tempted by the thoughts of being able to save loved ones, you know? I think this is a common occurrence among emotional beings. I tell you this, not to get him in trouble, but to inform you that I'm here to work with you, Headmaster, and I understand that students are to be molded into the perfect specimen.
Master Aldoris, I understand, and I thank you for your insight and caring for your fellow student. You know, you remind me a lot of myself when I was younger. Couldn't get my head out of a book. I didn't have many friends, you see.
I understand that. I don't really have many friends either.
It wasn't a matter that I couldn't get any friends. It sounds cold, but it seemed like a waste of time. When I could have been studying.
Headmaster.
Yes.
How do I become your apprentice?
She, a faint smile goes out of her face, and she said, continue to study hard. And if you impress me as much as you have already, I could see that as something that we can have you do, potentially. But you must continue your studies. We will provide you all the resources you need. But in the end, it is ultimately up to you.
Of course.
But it is within the realm of possibility.
I shall achieve it.
Possible. She nods a little bit. What at the old? First of all, I don't want to alarm you. The old academy.
Yes.
It is forbidden ground.
Oh no!
It is illegal in the kingdom of Breebunn to step foot upon the old academy. Just the knowledge that you've been there and sentence you to life imprisonment. Do you understand what that means?
I understand. And I also would accept any consequence that has...
No. She shakes her head and holds up her hand. No. You didn't mean to be there. It was beyond your control, Al. This is something we're probably wanting to keep quiet.
Understandable. I will say
yes,
that we adapted quite well to the situation. We did not take advantage of the old grounds, and we set out to perform our task as efficiently as possible, which we achieved. So, we didn't snoop, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I thank you for that. There is a great magic that is there that we have a small sort of task force studying. It is from the blood of an old god. In fact, the fate of the school fell because of this blood. Local tribes used to consume this blood. It gave them it gave them a lot of power. It is also a forbidden magic that only a few can learn and study about. We need to understand what this is. Do you understand me,
I understand,
Aldoris?
Yes. Yes. I appreciate that you have shared the knowledge with myself. What I will be concerned about, though,
Yes,
Headmaster,
of course.
are the other professors capable of studying it? The ones we ran into seemed rather inept in comparison to yourself.
You ran into professors that cast the magic?
Well, more so memories of them from Nigel.
Nigel.
Interesting little boy, that one.
Aldoris. Let me ask you a question. So I must be forthright. This is the first that I've heard of these memories.
Interesting.
What-
Again, mind magic.
What do you think it is? What do you theorize these memories to be? Nigel is a troubled boy.
What do you want me to theorize them as?
I'm not looking for a reflection. I want to look through a glass, not a mirror.
Very well. Well, at first, I did believe them to be falsifications used to try and trick us. He was a thief, after all, even if it was unintentional. But through further, well, I guess, emotional attachment to them and understanding of my own beliefs and studies in illusion magic, I do believe them to be maybe experiences, perhaps warped. Whether the conversations happened or not and the events within them unfolded or not is, well, hypothetical, of course. It is not necessarily true or not necessarily real, but I will say that if they are true, the major thing I have learnt is that you should oversee whatever project this is. And the other professors seem to be temperamental. I do not mean to cast doubt upon your staff, and I will do my utmost to learn under every single one of them, but they didn't seem capable of dealing with this old god blood. In fact, I believe and I theorize that it might be getting to them.
Well, Aldoris, it is exactly what you say that I theorized. We seem to have the same line of thinking. But these thoughts or memories could be warped. I understand Nigel is a very, very troubled boy. I mean, he took your familiars.
He did.
I think that we should still investigate the matter, but I will be honest that I do not have faith in the memories of a troubled kid. What do you think, Al?
I think that is a fair assessment. And if I can lend my aid in any way to help with this investigation, I believe I can bring a concentrated mind that was able to remember the astral plane and to avoid its damaging effects upon my mind, despite my fellow colleagues and students alike. They struggled with that. I believe I have a mind far beyond my own, and that I'll be an asset to you, of course, Headmaster.
Well, I thank you greatly for that, Aldoris. And I want you to be honest with me. This school can only be as good as we make it.
Yes.
But you would continue to talk a little bit more. But at that point, after a couple hours have passed, you would see Eleanor walk in.
All right.
What a time!
Thank you, Al. That was most informative.
Thank you, Headmaster.
And I'll consider that offer.
Thank you. I'm pleased that we have some form of privacy and an understanding with one another that perhaps one day I shall be in your position, administering over my own school. Maybe.
She nods to you.
Eleanor, may I also say, Headmaster, that this one has been a valued friend.
Oh.
She'll nod.
Despite her dislikable personality.
Like,
Goodbye.
excuse me.
Eleanor, please sit.
Just gonna take a seat. Where? Okay.
Any seat will do. Eleanor, I've read a bit about your family and your lineage. You have a very impressive background.
Oh, well, thank you, Headmaster.
And I must admit, I'm quite impressed with the amount of power that you have gained over these past few days. Tell me, how did you acquire this amount of power so quickly?
Well, as a Mordove, I've always been a quick learner and able to pick up things, just here and there. Very studious, and all my life, I've been training for this all my life, really, so.
Yes. But we gave you the magic aptitude test before you came in, and you weren't anywhere near casting these degrees of spells.
Well, to be fair, we've been put through quite a bit since we came to the school. I'm sure it's not just me, my companions who have been put through these things as well. We've really had to adapt to our situations.
Yes. And they've shared a grand amount, just an absolute grand amount of stories.
Have they?
And she sighs a little bit. A lot of them with some discrepancies and conflicting information. And, well, Eleanor, you know how important the truth is.
But of course, is there a problem, Headmaster?
No, I'm simply want to know the truth.
Well,
Eleanor,
yes.
I have reason to believe that you and your friends killed those 3 students.
Killed? You think we killed 3 students?
And she kind of leans back and shrugs a little bit. I mean, the 3 of you, or the 6 of you, vanished and disappeared. We find you in a forbidden old academy, and 3 students are now dead.
What motive will we have for doing such a thing? First of all, everyone knows that there's a risk of death upon entering the Arcane Academy. No? Is this true?
Yes, that is true.
What motive will we have for killing off our fellow classmates on the first week of school?
I don't know.
Understand.
And that's what I'm trying to figure out, Eleanor. Eleanor, it would probably be best here if you just admit to your crime, what you've done. I can protect you.
Admit to what? I haven't killed any student. None of us have.
I doubt it was anything insidious or even intentional. But accidents do happen.
I don't know what you want me to admit. I haven't done anything wrong, and you won't
Eleanor,
be hearing it from me.
Eleanor,
Mhm.
just calm yourself, Eleanor. I'm going off of information that I've been given by your friends. Honestly,
Can I insight check that?
yes.
Jesus. Okay.
With that check, I'll say that she appears to be genuine.
Okay.
Eleonora, your lineage, your background has suggested to me that you are probably the most level of the four of them. Would you say you're the most level?
She's
maybe even the head of this group.
She's gonna kind of like adjust her hair and like fidget with her skirt and sit up straight. Why, yes, it's nice of you to notice such a thing.
Gideon seems lost. He isn't certain whether he wants to be here or not. He just seems incredibly lost and distant.
Can you blame him?
She nods. And Tremor, and she kind of looks forward at you. He can be a lot.
She kind of rolls her eyes and sighs.
And
Yes.
Aldoris, as studious as he is, he's could be challenging to talk to, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I suppose, yes. But again, all of them are under lots of stress, you know, from the recent events.
And you?
I mean, I suppose I was stressed, but nothing I wasn't prepared for coming into the academy.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for
Oh?
solid ground right now. These stories that I've been hearing all day are all over the place. I need you cleared up for me. What
All right.
happened? And
Well-
tell me everything. I'll know if you're lying. And
Well,
I
what
want
would you
to
like
believe
to
in you.
know?
Well, how did you get to the old academy?
Well, we were in the room with the djinn, I suppose, or where we thought it would be. And all of a sudden, before I knew it, Gideon made a wish without any of us knowing, and we were transported to the old academy.
She smiles. The old academy.
Right.
She kind of looks out the window. All right, Eleonora, thank you. We're done here.
Surely you have more questions for me. I mean, you kept all of my peers here very long time.
Well, I did, but I thought you were going to be truthful. But it seems all you have for me are lies. And I'm not interested in talking to a liar.
Suit yourself. She's gonna stand up.
I had great faith in you.
Oh, you still should. Not lying. Don't know why you think I am, but if that's how you want to take this, then
So you have nothing to tell me about the astral plane?
what do you mean astral plane?
She turns the chair over and looks forward. I mean, Al shared with me everything. You can't eat. You don't need to eat at the astral plane. Mentioned to me something about a space baby, as he describes in his own words.
She looks a little bit more fidgety, like her facade kind of snapping a little bit, but she quickly recollects it. I think all of us have had some very unnerving nightmares since all of this has happened. Quite traumatic events, actually, that have occurred in the past few weeks, don't you think?
I suppose so. But where would
I've
this...
been having weird dreams too, to be fair.
She motions to the chair. Please, what have you been dreaming about?
Oh, just various weird things. I feel like I dreamt about professors talking about the student's death, but in a way that was so negligent and nonchalant, and really just without care for their lives. It was a funny dream, very peculiar.
The disturbed memories of a young lad, Nigel.
What do you mean?
Al shared that with me as well. Tell me, what do you make of these memories that Al said you all experienced?
Well, I've no way to tell really if they're real or if they were placed in my head. To be honest, I'm just happy to be back at the academy and looking forward to pursuing my my education.
So, this astral plane, this space baby, the lack of eating, that's just...
The dreams, right, yes.
Do you consider Aldoris disturbed? She leans ahead.
I don't know if I would use such a harsh word, but I think he can be a little bit neurotic, maybe a little bit imaginative and worrisome. You know, I do try to calm him down when he gets carried away with those thoughts, but
She, at that point, kind of gives a little bit of a nod and thinks to herself a little bit. Continue. What happened at the old academy then?
oh gosh, well that's where it starts to get really fuzzy, so forgive me. She like holds her hand to her head as if she's like really straining to remember. All I remember is wanting to find Lumi so badly, so desperately. My familiar, you know.
The one that Nigel took, is that correct?
Well, I suppose that is how it happened, isn't it? I guess he had all our familiars. I don't understand quite how that happened, but I was just so happy to, you know, be on a path to get our familiars back and promptly get back to the academy. I really didn't see it as we had much of a choice. I mean, we were doing what was right.
She nods, and then at that point, you see her composure break down a little bit before she just leans ahead on the desk and... Well, Eleanor, thank you for sharing. I have to admit, this has been a troubling day.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Headmaster.
Your apologies are not required, but thank you for caring. I just don't know what to make of it. I have just so many conflicting stories. But I did mean what I said. You seem to be the one with your head on your shoulders the most of the four of you.
That's our Mordove steadfast, you know, personality trait.
Yes.
So.
I remember. You know, you remind me a lot of myself when I was younger.
Do I?
I was always trying to aspire and care for my family name, my lineage, if it were. The Kronos name. And she smiles and looks up a little bit before shaking her head. But I suppose I did well for myself. Headmaster of an institution.
I'd say absolutely. You should be proud of your achievements, and I'm sure you are.
I am. I see a lot of that with you, Eleanor. I think you can achieve to be great and wonderful things.
Well,
I need to research a little bit more and do my own investigation. Like I said, it's been a long day.
Right, yes.
I apologize for the quick accusation, but
Oh, no, you're fine.
I will say this. I think now I don't believe that you had anything to do with those gruesome murders.
Oh, well, that's a relief because I didn't.
She smiles. I might have a couple more questions for you later on, of course. However, I do want to ask one thing about the old academy. I'll
try my best.
It is forbidden ground to step foot on that academy. Issued and outlawed by the Kingdom of Brisbane. Any knowledge of you being there could very well imprison you for life. Now, I know you had nothing to do with it. As you said, a Jinn transported you there. So, I would like to keep this under our hats for now, for your protection.
Understandable. I suppose I can do that, yes.
All right. Well, I also have some news for you, and I wanted to ask you of this. I'm going to be moving the four of you into some special quarters, sort of a royal treatment, if it were.
Perfect.
It allows you all just these lovely quarters, living space, dining space, a section for the boys to sleep, and of course, your own room for you to sleep on your own.
Wonderful. I think that sounds perfect.
Of the maturity levels of the four of you, I would think that you are the most mature, so I am going to make you the head of the room.
I think that's an excellent choice.
Make sure everything is kept tidy. Make sure that your fellow students are fed and they go to bed promptly. And I will report to you weekly with this. This is a great step of responsibility. Do you feel up to it?
Oh, absolutely. You are putting this task in wonderful hands. Trust me. I'll not let you down.
One of the instructors will guide you to that room now, along with everyone else. Thank you very much, Miss Mordove. And then she goes to, writing in a book.
Thank you. And Headmaster?
Yes?
She turns as she's leaving. You know, I could have swore Gideon said you were from a lowborn family. I must be getting my thoughts mixed up. And she leaves.
As you leave the room, you see her kind of put a pen down, and a smile creeps over her face. And so ends today's session of the Arcane Academy. With a with a
Oh, great.
Yeah.
with a mic drop from Eleanor.
Hell yeah.
We weren't listening because we didn't want a metagame. So
Yeah, no, I
It was a mic drop.
If she shares it, the headmaster stated that she came from a Kronos family line, and she was like, "Oh, that's weird," because Gideon said
As
you
I
were
was
from a
leaving,
lowborn.
I turned around and I
she was
said, I
leaving.
could have swore Gideon said you were lowborn, and then just walked out.
Oh my god.
What did you guys think of this episode?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see
Interesting.
what happens in because of us all having individual meetings.
Yeah.
We were just talking about hey, is she gonna win anyone over? Is she she's clearly being manipulative? What's gonna happen?
So, but was it good? Did you like the good RP with the headmaster?
yeah, it was fun. I like it felt like an Among Us game.
Yeah.
Well, we will be back. You guys are going to be getting your own quarters, but I was going to show that to you before we wrapped up. But then the mic drop from Bree, I was like, that's a good place to end it. Right over there is that mic drop.
Perfect.
So sorry for us going a little over right now. But yeah, we're good to go today. So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, and we'll be back next Thursday. Sound good?
Sounds
good.
Good.
All right, guys. You have yourselves a lovely, lovely day.
You too.
You too.
Thanks
Bye
again.
bye. All right, so that was that. What'd you guys think? Good session? Jesus, intense session one. Intense session one. Man, oh man. Okay. Well, thank you very much for being a part of that. Really do appreciate you all hanging out. Well, man, we're just gonna go ahead and continue on with this. Some good lore, good background story. We don't know what's going on with the Headmaster, but as you can tell, she's a very, very, very manipulative person. So yeah, it's we're gonna have to see what happens to that. All right, so that's it for today. First, I want to thank everyone who is on our Patreon today. Thank you so much. We got a lot of new patrons today because we just posted up Session 0 of the Goblins of Io campaign. If you guys are interested in that, all you need to be is a level 5 Patreon. So head on over there, and you can watch Session 0 of the Goblins of Io right now. Right now. You could literally watch the whole thing. It was an amazing session as well. So go check that out before session 1. And for those that can't afford the Patreon, no worries. It'll be up on the YouTube channel, I believe, on Tuesday, like now at this moment. Yep, right now. It's up right now. It's a lovely early access. Or you can wait a week and watch it on the YouTube channel at that point. Big shout out to our top patrons, Link Zormaj, Julia Shark, as well as the Hug Hunter. Thank you so much for being our big Patreon supporters. You fund so much of these games. It's just so greatly appreciated. Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to all of our subscribers today. We got to 13 subs. That's amazing. 2 away from 15. Fush and Pal, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 6 months. The Hug Hunter gifting 10 subs. If you got gifted a sub by Hug Hunter, make sure you thank him in chat. Karen Lion Ward, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 12 months. And the Hug Hunter with the Prime sub. And yeah, and that's it. Our next game is going to be this Saturday at 4 p.m. EST, 1 p.m. PST. It will be the Misdemeanor, and it'll be the last one for a little bit. So make sure you stop by there because we're going to be taking a 2-week break after that. I know, it's really sad. But we're going to have, starting next week, a lot of D&D on the channel. 4 campaigns per day, or per week. So make sure you check all that out. If you enjoyed what you saw, this is your first time here, welcome. If you want to catch up on the first season, head on over to our World of Io YouTube page. And you could literally watch all of season 1 right now. This episode will be up next week as well, and it'll be up almost immediately in MP3 format over on the Patreon. Yeah, hit that follow button. Greatly appreciate that. Follow me on Twitter. We've been getting a lot of Twitter follows. We're trying to get it to 8K Twitter followers, so head on over there and yeah, head over to Discord. Hang out with the community after the show. That's it, guys. Like I said, once again, thank you so much for being a part of this. This has been great. This has been a real fun time. IO has been absolutely phenomenal and wonderful, and you guys have been great being here, supporting everything that we do, supporting the stream and all that fun stuff. I'm gonna take you over to my main man, Whoops, who plays Sachi over at Under IO that we have Tuesdays at 6 p.m. EST. 3 p.m. PST. I couldn't think time for a second. So drop some bread to love over that direction. And I will see you all on Saturday for the Misdemeanor. Have yourselves a lovely day now. Bye-bye.